Everyone, back to you into today's video. We're going to have a look at the charts to see whether this fine and very warm spell of weather that's set up across many parts of not just Britain but Europe actually now, whether there's any sign of it breaking down. I don't think there is a great deal of sign of it breaking down. It looks like high pressure is going to be dominating for quite a long time to come. Certainly the next week to 10 days going to be very much dominated by high pressure. So more very dry conditions coming up. And very warm temperatures as well. We're going to see a bit of a drop off in temperatures for a time this week, but they will pick up again, I think, as we go towards the end of the week. And into next weekend, we could see the temperatures getting very close to the 90 Fahrenheit mark, actually. So the dry, very warm, hot temperatures looks like it's continuing. Now, before I get on with the video, I just want to talk about the advertising. There's green keyword ads on my pages at gazweathervids.com. If you roll your cursor over those green keywords, they will display ads. If you click through the word and go to the advertiser's website, you'll be supporting gazweathervids.com by doing that, and thanks very much for doing that. So I'm going to start off with the maximum temperatures from the GFS model for the next week. Is today's temperatures somewhere up to the mid to upper 20s in Celsius, particularly centre for western parts of the country. Actually, not quite so warm in the because it's got some low cloud just rolling in off the North Sea. So anywhere from around the East Midlands eastwards, actually the temperatures are a little bit lower than they was over the weekend. But certainly for central western parts of the country, we're going to see those temperatures up to 25, 26, 27 degrees, maybe one or two places around the Welsh borders and in towards the West Midlands, South West Midlands, somewhere like Gloucester, getting up to around 30 degrees perhaps today. That's 86 Fahrenheit, really warm day. Very warm or hot day to come tomorrow with temperatures again in the mid to upper 20s Celsius. Again, it could be knocking on the 30 Celsius at 86 Fahrenheit mark once again for Tuesday. Then for Wednesday, we just see those temperatures edging down ever so slightly, particularly in the east. Those temperatures do drop off. Still pretty warm, pretty decent, down to around the low 20s, something like that, into the low to mid 70s Fahrenheit. But even in the west, we do see the temperatures edging down by a degree or two on Wednesday, and that's the case as we go into Thursday as well. And there will be a little bit more in the way of cloud around through the middle of the week coming in off the North Sea. But then as we get through into Friday, that heat starts to reload again. It really starts to build up again on Friday. Temperatures getting back up in towards the mid to upper 20s Celsius. As we get through to Saturday, look at this. The southern parts of England and Wales, we could see temperatures into the low 30s Celsius there. That's getting on for 90 Fahrenheit, 31 Celsius actually being indicated on the south coast. That's 88 Fahrenheit. But the general idea with these GFS temperature charts is that you can lift these up by a degree or two. So if that's suggesting 31 Celsius for Saturday, you could well lift that up by a degree or two, and we'll be getting close to 32, maybe 33 Celsius by doing that. That's into the 90s Fahrenheit on Saturday. Really hot day being indicated for Saturday. Then things just slide off a little bit again as we go into Sunday, but still very warm here across England and Wales, with temperatures at least into the mid to upper 20s Celsius, turning a bit cooler from the north. And as we go into Monday the 15th of July, a week away, the suggestion is still that we've got quite warm weather for England and Wales, with temperatures into the mid 20s, a little bit cooler for the north. So that is very much suggesting that we're going to have a week of very warm temperatures. They do slide off a little bit around Wednesday and Thursday, and then reloading that heat as we go into the end of the week and the weekend. Obviously, temperature anomalies, unsurprisingly, are going to be above average for the coming week, the 8th to the 15th of July. We're in the red colours here, so yeah, temperatures are going to be above the seasonal normal. Perhaps more strikingly is the precipitation anomaly. Look how dry it's going to be for the next week. All parts of the country getting just 25 to 50% of the average. 50% of the averages for Scotland. For much of England, Wales and Ireland, we're actually at just 25% of the average. A really, really dry week coming up. And in terms of the generic charts, well, this is today's GFS chart. This is actually for midnight tonight, with high pressure sitting right over the country at 1,030 millibars. As we move through into Wednesday, that high pressure is still there across the country, just centred a little bit more to the northwest. That's the reason we get that very slight drop off in the temperature around the middle of the week, because we're just bringing in slightly more of an east to northeasterly flow around that high pressure. Still warm, don't get me wrong, it will still be warm, but temperature's just ever so slightly edging down through the week. But then as we go through into Thursday and into Friday, that high pressure becomes centred more over the country again, so we cut off that northeasterly supply off the North Sea, and that's the reason the temperatures are reloading again as we go through to the end of the week and into the weekend. And this is the chart for Saturday with the high pressure starting to move out more towards the west. We're bringing down a very weak trough there across the country, so with the heat that's building up through Friday and Saturday, that very weak trough could just trigger some thundery showers or thunderstorms actually through the course of Saturday and into Sunday. That kink in the ice path there, hope you can see that, it's just where that little trough is coming down, just maybe giving us the chance of a few thundery showers. There's the precipitation forecast for Saturday, just suggesting that northern England, Wales, perhaps the Midlands getting the risk of some thunderstorms or some heavy showers on Saturday afternoon. But they'll probably be quite isolated because high pressure pretty much dominating. As we go out to the weekly period, Monday the 15th of July, the idea is that the high pressure is still very much in control, though we're bringing in a cooler, sort of fresher westerly wind there for Scotland, but for England, Wales and Ireland, that high pressure is still really dominating, and that's the case as we go to the 10-day period, Thursday the 18th of July. The extension of the ridge from the main high pressure, which is down across the Azores, is still very much in control through to that period. The ECMWF, that's a GFS ECMWF again, shows the high pressure there for midnight tonight, very much dominating at 1,030 millibars. Good time to check your barometer, by the way. If you've got a barometer, that's what you should be setting it at around 1,030 millibars. Moving through in towards Friday, the high pressure very much dominating, and as we go into the weekend on the ECMWF again, just a suggestion that we're bringing that a slight elongation down in the ice bars through Saturday, so with the heat that could just be enough to trigger some thundery showers and some thunderstorms maybe on Saturday afternoon. That'll be one to keep an eye on, but I think they'll be pretty well scattered if they do occur. And then as we go through into the 15th of July, a week away, the high pressure still dominating across much of the country. Low pressure across Scotland is bringing more of a westerly flow to Scotland, so it's cooler up there, a little bit more unsettled, but for England, Wales and Ireland, the high pressure is still in control as it is moving through to the 10-day period, although just signs on this 10-day chart, Thursday the 18th of July, that by then we begin to pull the high pressure out into the Atlantic, and this low pressure is developing more around Iceland. If that's right, it could just be the start of a slightly more unsettled spell of weather setting up for the end of July. I have spoken in my July forecast that I think the last week of July could turn more unsettled, and that on the ECMWF could just be the first signs of that beginning to take place. But it's a long way off, 10 days away, and I wouldn't want to be too sort of certain about it, but that may just be the first signs of a breakdown on the 10-day ECMWF chart. Finally, have a look at the GEM, and it's the same sort of idea for Friday. The high pressure's right over the top of the country. Into Saturday and Sunday, the high pressure is dominating there. This GEM run doesn't bring down that little trough over the weekend, so probably we don't have the risk of thundery showers on Saturday afternoon with the heat that the other two models were showing. And then moving through to the week head period, Monday the 15th, high pressure still dominating as it is through in towards 16th. There's a little trough there coming down across the country on the 16th of July. That will be bringing the risk of some thundery showers, but at this point the GEM is pretty unreliable, to be honest, so don't take that too seriously. And really the idea is that at the 10-day period, the high pressure is still there, extending in off the Atlantic, keeping it mainly dry and very warm. So there's no sign of an end really to the high pressure that is now set up across the country. It's going to be dominating certainly for the coming week, probably into next week as well. That high pressure very much in control. Temperatures will slide off a little bit through the middle of this week, but they'll pick up again at the end of the week. Could turn really hot through Friday into Saturday across England and Wales in particular, and then just maybe we slide the temperatures down a little bit again after the weekend, but still very warm and high pressure firmly in control, keeping it very, very dry. So a very quiet anticyclonic spell coming up. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.